Hi, I'm Christine Herman of Herman's Quality Meat Shop in Newark, Delaware. Welcome to my YouTube channel. In this video, we're going to be talking about something fun. Tacos, nachos, quesadillas. Are you ready? All right, show of hands. How many people do Taco Tuesday? Yay, we all do at some point in time. And even if we don't do it on Tuesday, maybe we do it on Friday nights or Saturday nights or even Sunday afternoon when you have a gang of people over at your house. But you know what? Tacos are so much fun to make. They do take a little bit of time, but at the same time, they are fun. They're easy. They're great for leftovers. You can make nachos the same way, very similarly anyway, and quesadillas. Like, how much fun is that? Okay, so here we go. We're going to talk real quick about tacos. They were originated in Mexico, but they made their way into America and the United States, and we are thrilled to make it our own. And that's what we're going to do tonight. So we're going to talk about some of the meats and literally just some of the ideas that you can fill your taco shells with. And these are some of the most popular ones that we sell in our store to make tacos. Fajitas, I forgot about fajitas, sorry. You get the idea of what you can, whatever you want to call it. Anyway, skirt steak. Marinating a skirt steak is amazing, and it is a perfect product to use. We sell a lot of skirt steaks for this exact purpose. Flank steak is another one. This is another awesome piece of meat that happens to be one of my favorites aside from making tacos with. And do let me remind you how that you want to definitely marinate these for at least an hour or more. Flank steak, I personally like to marinate for more like 6 hours or more if I have the time to do that. And always remember to cut against the grain for your flank steak on a slight angle. That's real important. And you want to cut it nice and thin so that it fits in your shell and you can get lots of toppings and other goodies in there. Your skirt steak, you want to cut this into different portions and again, cut it against the grain. Unless you're going to shred it. That's a different story. Our steak meat right here is awesome. It doesn't require as much marinating because it's already tender because it is steak cut into stir fry. And of course your hamburger, your regular ground beef is awesome. That's one of my favorites, easy go-tos that I like to use when I'm making my tacos. Okay, we have chicken breast stir fry. There you go, nice thin strips that we cut for our customers, just like that. And again, a little bit of marinade for an hour or so. Always want your marinade to have a little bit of some type of acid in it, either a vinegar base or a tequila, if you're going that route, or maybe some lime juice, just to help break down the fibers in the meat and help give it that flavor that you're looking for. And recipes are endless, whether it's just salt and pepper, whether it's cumin, all kinds of different recipe ideas that you can come up with, lots of peppers and so on and so forth there. If you're not into the red meat or the chicken and you want to do fish tacos, they've become very popular. Some type of a white fish, in this case I have tilapia. You could use flounder, cod, again, endless, or shrimp. And these are nice big pieces of jumbo shrimp. You can cut them up or just take the tail off and fill your shell that way. So just a couple of ideas there. And what if you don't have any meat, but you do have a shell? Use vegetables. Just put the filling, just put your toppings into a wrap. Why not? You can put lettuce and tomato and onions and guacamole or avocado or whatever you happen to have you want to put into your wrap. Oh, we didn't talk about the wraps yet, did we? That's really important. What I like to use is a whole wheat wrap. This is my favorite. There's a corn wrap tortilla and there's also the hard shells. You can go into most any store and find any size that you want, whether they're smaller than this or whether they're bigger. It's up to you how big you want them and what you want to use. And if you don't have, or you want to do carbohydrate less, or carbless as I say, get a nice big piece of lettuce. Put your filling in that, roll it up, and there you go. You can skip the carbs altogether. Awesome. Talk about toppings for just a quick second. I have some salsa, cheese, and onions. Those are my go-tos that I always have handy. God, I put cheese on most anything, but anyway. Again, those toppings that you have handy that you want to put on your tacos or mix in, whatever you have handy. Again, guacamole or just avocados, shredded lettuce, chopped up fresh tomatoes, you name it. Pull out whatever you have in your refrigerator and add it in if you want, or make whatever you want to make. What I like to do when I have company is do a taco bar. And I have a big bowl of my cooked meat, and then I have bowls of all of the different toppings out on the table, and the kids love it too because they can make their own. You might like yours with lettuce and tomato, and they might just like theirs plain or with cheese. And this way, everybody has an opportunity to make whatever they want and have as many as they want. It's a win-win for everybody. And it's also a quick meal because guess what I had for dinner last night? You got it, tacos. Loved it. I hope this was a fun video for you, and I look forward to hearing more from you as far as how you make your tacos. Thank you. My kitchen tip today is about your freezer. What does your freezer look like? Maybe I don't want to know. Maybe you can tell me exactly what it looks like. Maybe you could go in with your eyes closed and reach for the hamburger over here and the chicken over here and the vegetables right in the middle. Or maybe you're one of those that has to go like this to find something in your freezer. And then you go grocery shopping, or you come to the meat market and you buy meat and you say, well, I'll do it later. I'll just put all the stuff in and I got to go to a baseball game or I have to go somewhere else. The next thing you know, your freezer's getting full and disorganized. We're going to talk a little bit quickly about how to organize your freezer. And there's lots of different ways to do it. Everybody's got their own plan or no plan at all. And that's what we want to talk about, how to plan or organize. So there's many different ways. If you have, you can organize your meats. If you have like beef, you can put beef in one section, chicken in another, pork in another, all your vegetables, whether they're frozen vegetable bags or things that you have prepared from your garden, you put them in one section. You have like your breads, if you buy bread and freeze it. Of course, you have to have room for things like ice cream and other goodies in the freezer that we have to keep, like Girl Scout cookies or whatever. You have to have a nice section where that's always handy. Or maybe you meal plan and you want to coordinate your beef with your vegetable in one section and then your chicken and another vegetable for the next night in another area so that you can wake up in the morning and say, oh, what am I having for dinner tonight? I'm going to pull out this and this, take it out, put it in your refrigerator, and then the next item for the next night is right there waiting for you. Maybe that's how you want to organize your freezer. That's really a great way too. However, whatever works for you, however you want to do what is going to make life easier for you. A couple of things I do want to mention though. In however you prepare your freezer to be the most efficient for you, a couple of things to keep in mind. One is labeling. And you can label in any way you want. I've got a couple little plastic containers here with a plastic lid. You can write on the lid. You can use a piece of tape, very simple piece of tape that just says soup, for example. I'm just going to pull off a piece of tape and just write, put it on there, take out a Sharpie marker, one of my favorites, and just write soup or chicken soup, whatever you want to label it, for example. Or if you make a big pot of chili, you want to label it chili. Or you can use a label like this. You can go to the store and buy a simple label that says nothing, or you can get something fancy if you want. And you can write chili or mom's chili. But what's important is you want to put the date. So whether it's the date. In this case, I just wrote 12/21. It doesn't have to be the exact date unless you want to put the exact date. But it's really important because if some things end up in the back of your freezer and you find them later, how long ago did I make that pot of chili? Did I make another pot in between? So you're starting to think, but if you have it dated, then you know exactly when. And after maybe about 4 to 6 months, it might be time to have one of those containers of chili for lunch and use it up. Another tip that I want to mention, something we say in the restaurant business and the food industry, is first in, first out. You want to always rotate your product. So, and what I mean product is your items that you're putting in the freezer, whether it's your vegetables, whether it's your meat. When you get your meat home from the store, wherever you're buying it, hopefully you're buying it at Herman's, but you might not live close enough to do that. You can date your products so that you know when you bought it, so that you can, again, make sure that they get to the front of the freezer and used first, especially if you have a chest freezer also, which is awesome because it will keep your food colder longer because you're not opening it and closing that door as often. It can get pushed to the bottom and you put other things on top and more things on top. And next thing you know is these little containers or a piece of meat, maybe it's a roast beef or something that you were saving for a special occasion or a holiday or a birthday, and you bury it. Well, at some point you want to go through that freezer and you want to find it. You want to make sure that your freezer is always available to you to get into and make sure that everything is organized so that you can find things and not lose them. Another thing I just want to mention quickly is if you do have a freezer in another part of your house, like the basement or the garage, I have a habit of making sure and checking that the door is closed or that it's cold. Whether you have a temperature gauge on the outside or you open the door and put your hand in there, make sure that it's running and it's cold to temperature. That's really important. I've had more than one customer come to me and say, you're not going to believe it. Remember that meat order I bought 2 months ago? I lost it all because I lost power, the freezer broke, somebody left the door open, any number of things. You always, please, always check those doors. If you make a habit of it once a week, at the very least, once a day, awesome idea. Just to check it, even the refrigerator and the freezer upstairs in your kitchen itself, wherever your kitchen is, always make sure the door is shut. If you don't have one of the new freezers or refrigerators where the door starts to chime if it's been open for too long, which is a pretty cool idea, by the way, you always want to make sure your door is closed. Really important. So again, my tip, labeling, making sure you rotate your products in your refrigerator and your freezer. We'll talk about the refrigerator another time, but that's your tip for your freezer. Organizing it makes sense to you. I hope that was helpful, and I hope that you have any tips you want to share with me. Feel free to include them in the comments below. Thank you. Whether it's Taco Tuesday or another night, make tacos a fun meal for everybody, anybody, and especially yourself. I hope that you enjoyed this video. I hope that you will give us a thumbs up, if not 2, and that you will be sure to subscribe to our channel and become part of the Herman family. Thank you so much.